So practice makes almost perfection because you're always going to have, some type of hiccup somewhere, especially while doing live streams. That's normal. But if you practice and practice and practice, your flow, you'll come. Your zen, or however you want to call it, it will come. It's just a matter of knowing what to do next, right? And the steps that you have.
I'm Junaid Ahmed, host of Hacks and Hobbies podcast and a digital presence advisor at HumbleZone. This episode is brought to you by Home Studio Mastery. I launched a consultation and course program to help podcasters and course creators to create a space in their homes that'll reduce the friction of creating content and appearing their best when showing up on camera. The pandemic gave us a lot of issues, but this one is here to stay. We're now so much closer to our audience thanks to video becoming more popular and affordable. I help guide folks who want to create Hollywood-worthy studios to not only capture great content, but also build more confidence, more authority, and be more comfortable in front of the camera. If I can do it, you can too. And with my help, you can do it faster. So if you'd like to learn more, visit homestudiomastery.com and how you too can create a home studio that brings out your personality, professionalism, and possibilities. Thank you for tuning in to Hacks and Hobbies with your host, Junaid. We're visited by our amazing guests coming from all walks of life who want to learn their story, their struggles, and their journey on how they got to where they are today. So stick around. Today we get to speak with Dr. Efrain Lopez. He's a military veteran proudly serving in the U.S. Coast Guard. He's a military veteran proudly served in the U.S. Coast Guard for 16 years and continues to serve as a reservist. Dr. Elo also worked as a civilian for 5 years and continues to serve as a civilian in the Maritime Administration. He's a live streaming professional and worked as a moderator for the live streaming pros community. Dr. Elo is an ambassador for the Be Live software and streams his live show on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Dr. Elo received his Doctor of Management in Environmental and Social Sustainability from Colorado Technical University at Colorado Springs, and hence how he got his name as Dr. Elo. You can find his multi-streams on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. In a world where anyone can create content, it's more important than ever to stand out. So let's dig in. Dr. Elo or Efrain, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for jumping on to this episode.
I'm doing great, Junaid, man. I'm super Junaid, which is, I love the name, by the way. But I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Got to meet in person, so it's good, man. Full circle.
It's a full circle, absolutely. And what's funny is that this is the first time we've done a virtual call. We've just been passing by each other's live streams on the internet. And then
probably in the car too, passing in the car, we didn't even notice.
Exactly. Like, oh, there's Dr. Elo. That's funny. How is everything? I know we got to meet last week when you came by to pick up your honey bottle.
Damn right. That honey is good. It's fresh. I like it. And I use it for everything, man. Like for whenever I'm sick, or for every day, like for maintenance for my allergies. So I was so blown away that you make your own honey. It's like, that's what I need. Something that's local. So yeah, man, I'm doing great. Just, working, family, everything, creating content every single morning for the past month and a half. So yeah.
Dude, I gotta give it to you. That is something that I want to grow up to be able to do. Okay. That is absolute tenacity. So before we get into, people might be wondering, you guys might be wondering, what are you guys even talking about? Right. Let's dig into a little bit of who Dr. Elo is and where does he get the name and where he comes from. Let's jump right into your origin story, man.
All right, man. So basically, I'm originally from Puerto Rico. Grew up and until I was 17 years old in Puerto Rico. Studied there. Studied in an all English school. So that's why probably I have less of an accent that usual Puerto
Hmm.
Ricans, right?
Yeah.
Then I went to the States, started studying and went to Dayton, Ohio, started there, jumped around different schools when I joined the Coast Guard until I finally finished my degree. And I lived in many places, man, South America, United States, Kuwait, everywhere. So I've lived in a lot of places with the
Hmm.
military, with the Coast Guard. And after 10 years of being with the Coast Guard full time, I decided to join the reserves. And then after that, I became a civilian, a federal civilian, which
Yeah.
I am a civilian, today. I'm finishing out my career as well. And then I spent a couple years, probably not a couple, I spent 6 years as civilian, Coast Guard civilian in Puerto Rico. I managed the full Puerto Rico and Virgin Island waters for
Hmm.
a time, then jumped here. Obviously, in between that, I got married to my wife. I had my beautiful kid, 7-year old Franco. And I jumped here with the job with the Coast Guard to DC and ended up working for the Maritime Administration, which is
Mm.
where I work now. And that whole situation, I've always wanted to create content. And for some reason, I ended up being a moderator for Live Streaming Pros. And
Oh,
that's
nice.
what basically prompted me to start liking the live streaming journey, right? And
Hmm.
then I fell in love with live streaming, to be
Yeah.
very honest. And from there on, I did some work for David Foster as well. While he was they separated from LSB, I did work
Hmm.
for him as well. And then I ended up doing my own thing, man. And right now, it's pretty cool because I even have contracts with Be Live. I'm doing a consult with them. I got my own thing. I just got my Amazon Live approved yesterday.
Nice.
So I'm doing a little bit of everything, but the origins comes from live streaming pros being a moderator and learning the trade with them. To be very honest.
Yeah. Live Streaming Pro is so powerful, and they actually inspired me to think about how to even set up the studio. Yes,
Yeah,
I mean, having a little bit of background with film definitely helps. But then when I saw Pat Flynn and his setup, I was like, okay, how is he doing it? How is he doing it? And then it wasn't until after I looked up Stephanie Liu, I was
that's
actually
right.
looking for something on if you could live stream from a desktop to Instagram, and
I know,
she had mentioned a story, and then I, going down the rabbit hole of looking at Stephanie's content, and I ran into her interview with Luria
man.
Petrucci.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, this is friggin' epic. And that just changed where I was heading. And now people ask me, like, oh my God, what are you doing with your camera? How are you doing this? And it's been pretty amazing being able to help people set up their studios.
I love your new home studio stuff, man. It's cool, dude. I want a shirt. I want to buy a shirt. Let me know when.
All right,
Where?
we're gonna get you a shirt set up. Awesome. All right, so I love that story. I mean, you start from Puerto Rico, went through the Coast Guard, went through the different military,
Hmm.
and that just built your ability to come back every single day and create that content,
Yeah.
right? It built that muscle because I'm always looking at, okay, what path people took to
Mhm.
in life, right? And those paths is what help you become the person that you are going to be. And with the growth mindset that we have, we're constantly growing, right? We're constantly
Yep.
growing and we're constantly working on ourselves. It's really powerful.
It is, man. And during my time in Kuwait, I finished a master's degrees, and then during the time here until 2018, which I was still doing LSP moderating, I finished my
Hmm.
doctor's degree. So the doctor ELO comes from there as well. I'm Efrain Lopez. It's like Jennifer Lopez, but a lot less hotter.
Yeah.
So it's ELO. like Jello,
Yeah.
J Lo. Well, yeah, that's basically what it came from. The doctor, they started calling him Doctor Elo, and in college actually, they did it
Yeah,
once, and it was like that kind of stuck.
that kind of
It's
stuck. Yeah.
yeah,
See, I love when other people give you a nickname and that just jives.
yeah.
My uncle used to, kind of make fun of my name, Janae Lemonade. And I'm like, wait, that's really cool. So now when I was driving for a left in 2014, people would ask me, what's my name? And I'm like, oh, it's Janae like
Lemonade,
lemonade.
baby. I love it. I love it. I don't know. Yeah,
And
and
people would be
it's
like,
people remember.
why can't it be like Kool-Aid? I'm like, well, I don't know. Lemonade is more
Universal.
classic. It's universal, exactly. Awesome. So, what's keeping you motivated for the things that you're doing? You're doing this content creation every single morning for the past, was that
Working out.
45 days or more?
Yeah. For some reason, I felt stuck. I felt
Mm,
stuck. I wasn't doing enough content. And you know that once you get in your own mind and you start judging yourself a lot more than people judge you,
yeah.
I was like, I need to do something. So I actually called a friend, Ash
Mhm.
Borland. You know him. So I said, I need to consult with you, dude, because I see you every single day doing content and I need to
Yeah.
do that. I need
Yeah.
to do something like that. So I actually did a consult with him, man, we spoke like for 2 hours. The real deal. So I was like,
The
tell
real
me,
deal. Yeah.
I'm bad. I'm horrible. Just tell me I don't care.
Yeah.
My self confidence is very high. You can tell me whatever, and I'll fall.
Yeah.
But I'll stand up. He
Mhm.
told me exactly what to do. It's like you create short content in the mornings. You're a morning person. You're military. Do your thing. Just start doing small content. Doesn't matter if it's video, if it's anything, just something related. Change everything to live streaming. That's what you're all about, anyways. And that's when I changed my name to Dr. Hilo Live Streaming with the little red dot in the middle.
Mm.
So people, when they see it, they recognize that my channel. I changed my channel to hacks, tips, and tutorials.
Mhm.
I did everything, just structured everything to live streaming, and just started creating content one day. And it's been like a month and a half. I haven't stopped, and
Yeah.
it's really easy for me now because it's a system. So I'm trained. I took classes for systems in the doctor's degree.
That's right. You
So it
did.
it it mixed, and for some reason it ignited something in me that every morning I wake up really, really motivated to
Mhm.
do content before starting work at 7. So I'm at 6 doing content, 6 in the morning. I'm doing content and it goes really fast.
I love that. Like you mentioned earlier, you went through that training for the doctoral,
Yeah,
right?
that was rough. I lost
All of
hair,
those
man. I lost hair, man.
but all of those things that we go through, right? It sets us up for
They
success.
shape you, man. They
They
shape you to
shape
somebody.
you. Oh,
Mhm.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and I asked him, "Have you heard of the Chinese bamboo tree story?" They're like, "No, I haven't." Have you,
No,
Doctor Ela? All right,
maybe, but no, I don't think
maybe
so.
you have. So the Chinese bamboo tree, the seed is has such a hard, thick skin that you have to nurture this seed for 4 years
Wow.
before it sprouts anything. So for 4 years, you got to water it, you got to fertilize it, you got to water it, you got to fertilize it. And if you stop in the middle, the seed dies,
Story of my life.
right? But if you continue that 4 year nourishment, the fifth year, this thing shoots up, growing 6 inches a day, and it doesn't stop.
Wow. 6 inches a day. That's
Right?
crazy.
That's insane. It's like, okay. So, and I think that's true for a lot of us because if we haven't put in that amount of work for 5 years, for 4 years,
Yeah.
you're not going to see the results because it's an incremental updating of your mindset.
And things but that people don't think. Like
Hmm.
for me, my failures are the things that have made me learn. It's like I've
Yes.
I've fallen down so many times to the point that I got used to falling down. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
I fell down again. So get up, keep on walking, keep on
Yeah.
doing what you do. So I've made so many mistakes along the way, and I've learned so much about them that if I never made a mistake, I wouldn't be the person who I am right now. So I'd rather taken that route with all the rocks, or that path with
Hmm.
all the rocks, that the straight path, and
Yeah.
gotten this way because I earned my way to where I'm at, and I basically what I am today is thanks to those mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't regret any single mistake that I've made.
No way.
Yeah,
I love that because it is in the failure that we learn the most. And I mean, if you look at children, they're not born walking from day one. No,
they're
right? They
bumping
have to
everywhere.
learn. Yeah, they would. You got to learn through those mistakes, and it's unfortunate that over time, through school and through whatever it is, through our learnings, we say, "Oh, you shouldn't be making mistakes." We
I don't know why.
stifle that from our kids. We stifle that
Look at
from
your
our.
kids, man, and
I
you'll
know.
see that all those mistakes that you made before, it's like, don't do that. And you then comes a flashback. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I see mom saying the same thing to me.
yeah.
Wow. So yeah, it's a cycle. You have
It's
to
a
go
cycle.
through the rough times
Yeah,
so you can enjoy, and have a good life in the future. So it's totally normal. Just
man.
embrace it. That's good.
We just gotta embrace it. You're absolutely right. So we've been talking to Dr. Efrain Lopez. He shared a little bit of his journey, the motivation that keeps him going, and he actually built a system around to keep coming back. And now he's done enough reps that it right you've done enough reps that it doesn't even take you a second. You know
Yeah.
exactly what you're going to talk about tomorrow. You know exactly what you're going to talk about the day after because you've built that system and you've built the machine. So
287 pieces of content last month.
how many?
287.
287 pieces of
Crazy.
content last
Last
week,
month. That
last
was
month.
last month only. Yeah, that was
But we don't
crazy.
even have that many days in that month. How did you manage that?
It was Agora polls helped me distribute everything basically. So
Okay.
yeah, I see it now as like you take 30 minutes of your day, the
Hmm.
earliest in the morning. You have peace. There's nobody up. Your kids are sleeping. Everybody, it's in bed. You take that time. You have two choices, or you watch some CNN or Fox or whatever, and
Yeah.
fill your brain of junk, or just do some content for 30 minutes. After that, keep on going. And you establish, with systems, I established already like I have like 10 templates. And from
Okay.
those 10 templates, I'll change them color so it looks vibrant different day for
Yeah.
10 days. By day number 10, they won't remember about the template you had in day number 1, so just use it again.
Yeah.
And it works out.
No, that's an excellent point. I love it. All right, before we go any deeper, or before Dr. Elo shares his 3 hacks to take away that you can apply in your content creation journey or in your business or in your life to become more effective and more efficient.
Yeah, that's the
Because, right,
word.
when you're efficient, you remove all of the frictions, it becomes so much easier.
Yeah.
Right, there's before we get into that, we'll be right back after these messages. I'm Junaid Ahmed, host of Hacks and Hobbies podcast and a digital presence advisor at HumbleZone. This episode is brought to you by Home Studio Mastery. I launched a consultation and course program to help podcasters and course creators to create a space in their homes that'll reduce the friction of creating content and appearing their best when showing up on camera. The pandemic gave us a lot of issues, but this one is here to stay. We're now so much closer to our audience thanks to video becoming more popular and affordable. I help guide folks who want to create Hollywood-worthy studios to not only capture great content, but also build more confidence, more authority, and be more comfortable in front of the camera. If I can do it, you can too. And with my help, you can do it faster So if you'd like to learn more, visit homestudiomastery.com and how you too can create a home studio that brings out your personality, professionalism, and possibilities. All right, guys, we're back. We've been speaking with Dr. Elo, Efrain Lopez. He's known as Dr. Elo live streaming. He's been live streaming on LinkedIn for quite some time. He's got a massive library of valuable information that you can take away. But for this episode, he's going to bring it. He's going to give us 3 hacks to take away that you can immediately use in your life. So, Dr. Elo, take it away.
All right. So the first one is iteration. Iteration means repetition. So until you don't understand that iteration is the most important thing you need to do right now, that's what's going to get you to perform better each time, to make better podcasts, better live streams, better videos. The practice, even though they say practice makes perfection, I don't like the perfection part,
Yeah.
but it gets you a lot, almost perfect. So practice makes almost perfection because you're always going to have, some type of hiccup somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
especially while doing live streams. That's normal. But if you practice and practice and practice, your flow, you'll come. Your zen, or however you want to call it, it will come. It's just a matter of knowing what to do next, right?
Yeah.
And the steps that you have. Second, use a run of show for everything that you do. Doesn't matter if you're doing a video, a podcast, a live stream, use a run of show. Have a plan that says basically what you're going to start, what's going to be the meat of the content, and what's going to be the end of the content. So have a plan from A to B to C. Have a piece of paper if you want to. It doesn't need to be electronic, doesn't
Yeah.
need to be fancy. Just have something on the side that whenever you're doing your stuff, you look to the side. All right, this is next. And now we're going to talk about blah, blah, blah. You know, that. The next thing is you need to learn how to fail. That's
Mm,
the biggest thing. You need to learn how to fail. You need to learn that once you start doing your lives or whatever you do, right, you're not going to have 1,000 followers the first day. You're
no
going
way.
to have to, you're going to have to take your time. And if you're doing your first live stream, enjoy the silence because that's the only sign, the only chance to practice that you're gonna have. It's just enjoy the silence for now. Believe me, it's a very nice place to be at when you have nobody on the lives to critique
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Use it as practice, but you need to learn how to fail. You need to learn how to fail. That's the only way I learned to do what I do and to grow as a person. You need to learn how to fail, but just not how to fail, to stand up as well.
Yeah.
So fail, stand up, keep on moving. Don't even look back. Just learn from the process and keep on moving forward. Those are my 3 takes on how to, use it for content or for your business. It's pretty general. You can
Yeah.
use it for anything. So those are my 3 takes.
No, I love it. I love it because, especially the last one, right? Learn to fail.
Yeah.
Like, why do I need to learn to fail? I could just do that without.
Learn.
But I
Yeah.
think what
Embrace
I
it.
think, but I think what you mean is that learn how to take that failure and tweak it so then the next iteration is better.
Make it a
Then
positive thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Learn from it.
yeah,
Keep on growing. It doesn't matter. You're gonna fail. We humans are here to make mistakes and from
yes,
learn from those mistakes and from grow from those mistakes. So learn how to fail. That's
I
a
love
t-shirt.
that.
That's a t-shirt.
That's the
That's a
T-shirt right
t-shirt.
there. Learn how to fail. And then what'd be funny is that the T-shirt would be like the lettering would be upside down or something like that.
That's great. That's great.
All right. So towards the end of the episode, towards we I like to ask these questions, and
Yeah.
sometimes we can go really deep into it. So we might go there. I don't know. We'll see. What is the one
Awkward.
hobby? Did somebody call you? What happened?
Somebody did.
Oh,
Awkward.
awkward. Awesome. First question: what is the one hobby that you wish you got into?
The one hobby that I wish to got into is woodworking, man. I
Oh,
admire, I can watch it for hours, and for some reason, I've never had exposure or,
mm.
the space to do it. I would love to do some woodworking. So,
All right, Dr. Elo, you're in luck. Okay, here's why. There is a place here in Northern Virginia in Reston called called Nova Labs, and they
I've seen it.
have Nova Labs. It's right off of
Is it in the
Sunrise.
mall?
No, no, it's a lab.
Okay.
It's right off of Reston. Is it Reston Parkway? It's basically in the middle of Reston Parkway
Yeah.
and Herner Parkway, right by the metro. Nova Labs. I don't know if they changed the location, but you can literally go there, use their equipment. So they have 3D printers, they have laser cutters, they have
Oh,
woodworking
God.
equipment. And I went there a couple of times and I was like, I want to come back here and do stuff. But I didn't have anybody to go with me.
What?
So, you know,
Let's go, man. Let's do it.
we might have some stuff building up pretty
That's
soon.
great, man.
I
I would
love it.
love to do something like that. I've always have a dream to do something like that, and I haven't had the opportunity. So, hey, let's schedule that.
Let's do
Definitely.
that. And I'll have a little bit of workshop in my basement too, you
That's
know,
great.
that's got some tools. All right, next question. What did you want to be when you were a child?
Computer engineer.
Mm,
Computer
computer engineer.
engineer. I actually did my bachelor's in computer information science. I did
Mm-hmm.
my master's in networking and engineering, and I ended up doing a doctor's in environmental, which is the thing that I worked. So I never actually worked in what I always wanted to work,
Mm,
but the life just gave me a here it is, project management and environmental,
yeah, yeah,
social sustainability. Here it is. And I love it, man. And I
yeah.
love it. That's why I don't do stuff from with YouTube or LinkedIn or anything in content creation world
Mm-hmm.
related to sustainability or anything because I do it at work every single day.
Right,
I don't want to come back to do something that I really do. So
right, exactly. You want to
here,
bring something
I
new.
talk about live streaming and I talk a lot about tech, which
Mm-hmm.
Amazon Live is going to be amazing because
It's
I
gonna
get to
blow.
talk about like tech.
Yeah, Amazon Live is gonna be hot. I mean, I don't know if you saw the latest video Kirk Nugent put out on his Instagram and
I was
his
watching
stats.
Kirk today on Amazon Live. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
his
good.
stats on his Amazon Live experience for the past 3 months. I was like, holy smokes, boy. That's amazing. Our next question: what is your favorite movie or TV show? And if none, what about a book?
Movies, The Matrix, the whole, I guess, forlogy.
the quad the quadrilogy. Come
How-
on.
However you call it. It was a trilogy, now it's a quadrilogy or something like that.
It's a quadrilogy, like quad is four.
Quadrilogy. There you go.
Quadrilogy. There you go.
So those four movies, man. The last one was pretty good. Now the first
Yeah.
three are the best, obviously, but I love that. I love those movies. I've always, I like technology, so I think that has a lot to do with it, and programming languages and this and that, which I haven't
Hmm.
done in years. But I love it. I love it.
There's a
Those
lot
kind of
of
movies.
there's a lot of relatability
Yeah.
involved in that. All right, I love that. So, next question is what movie would you choose if you got to play a character in it?
Office Space.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Who are you going to be in Office Space?
I'm gonna blow. I'm gonna blow this building.
Nelson. What's his name? Nelson?
Yeah, Nelson.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Nelson.
I'm gonna I'm gonna blow this thing.
It's my red stapler.
Red
It's my
State.
red.
I just watched it before last night. I watched it. Yeah, I love that movie, man.
No, that's a classic. And if you haven't seen Office Space, you got to go check it out. And then after you see Office Space, don't forget to check out the IT Crowd. I think that was a nice, fun.
The IT Crowd. I haven't watched that one. I haven't watched
It was on BBC and it's on Netflix right now.
it. Okay, I'll
The
watch
IT Crowd. So check it out. You're gonna you're gonna have a
it.
blast. All right, next question. Who is your favorite superhero?
Um, damn, that's really hard. Um, I would have to say, I would have to say Batman. To be very honest, Batman because he's the only superhero that really doesn't have superpowers, but is greater than everyone.
Everybody says that, but Iron Man also doesn't have any superpowers.
That's well,
He
that's
has
so
a
true
suit that
though.
flies.
True.
I mean, Batman has a suit that lets him glide, and with
I don't know,
Batman was, you know, so
but
they're
Iron
both
Man,
two
yeah,
different universes, right? They're almost, yeah.
one is more technological, the other one's more hands-on. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
I would say that, yeah.
Damn,
And
you
I
told me
can't
to
wait
think
to
now.
watch the latest one that came out last month. So I might go there. I might go watch it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice.
Man, this has been so much fun. It feels like forever, but it's only been, it hasn't been that long. Um, Next question is, if you were a board game, what would it be?
Uno,
Oh no, it's not a board game. Try
but
again.
yeah, it's true. But that's true. But that's all I play though. I play Uno. Maybe chess. I can play
Hmm.
chess for hours, even though my ADHD, gets me. I need to drink water or whatever. But well, there's other board games too that are fun. But
Hmm.
checkers maybe.
Is that who you would be if you were represented as a game board or board game?
Connect Four.
Connect Four.
If I would, I love Monopoly. I would say
I
Monopoly.
think
If I would
Monopoly
be,
is pretty accurate.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Uno.
Doctor.
That you deserved it. I deserve this one myself.
Yes, you do.
Awkward.
Oh my
Oh,
god. This was a lot of fun, man. We need to hang out some more.
definitely.
This was a lot of fun. Where can my audience find you? I know you mentioned LinkedIn and pretty soon Amazon.
I have a website, and the website is askdrelo.com. Everything is in there. So you go to askdrelo.com and you'll see every single platform in there. So just click away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. We'll catch you soon.
Definitely. Thank you very
I
much
don't
for
even know what
inviting
I
me.
said. Thank you. Edit that out. Thank you again, Dr. Elo, for coming on to the podcast. This was so much fun. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for sharing the tips. And guys, go check out Dr. Elo on askdrelo.com, and we'll talk to him soon. All right, take
Thanks
care.
for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to Hacks and Hobbies. You can find additional information on the guest today on the website hacksandhobbies.com. Please feel free to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out on upcoming interviews with amazing guests.